puede grabar. Ya están
Okay,
grabando.
good.
No
So,
solo vamos a hacer el repaso, también vamos a tener oportunidad de discusión.
well, we'll see. And
Veremos.
okay, and anyhow, the sages say if you learn and don't review, it's like plant and not harvest.
De todas maneras, los sabios dicen que si uno aprende y no repasa, es como si sembrara y no cosechara.
So that implies that the fruit means the real product of the thing is in the review itself. That implies.
Eso implica que la ganancia real está en el repaso.
So in any case, we're gonna do that for 3 weeks just to to develop the habit for ourselves of such things.
Entonces, eso haremos durante las próximas 3 semanas para desarrollar un hábito en nosotros mismos.
Right. I myself am listening to the shiurim from the last that we have here recorded.
Yo mismo he escuchado el shurim que quedó aquí
Right.
grabado.
And I'm amazed also by the shiurim. I don't know how we were able to do such good shiurim.
Y estoy asombrado de ese shur, cómo llegamos a hacer ese shur tan asombroso.
Right, and for sure it's from the help of up above.
Y seguro que es por la ayuda de allá arriba.
Right. A lot of times, even thoughts and ideas come to me right in the middle of the shir, as
En ocasiones, las ideas me vienen justo en medio del shur.
Right. So some of the
Los
shirim
pensamientos.
that I could think back in the year, there's special help from up above for these things.
Y algunos de los shurs que yo recuerdo que recibí ayuda de lo alto,
A special help.
una ayuda especial.
All the shirim have help from up above, but because that's why
En
we start
todos
with
los
the help of,
shurs,
we begin every shir with the help of up above.
en todos los shurs recibimos ayuda desde el inicio de lo alto.
We begin every shir by saying, with the help of Hashem.
Empezamos cada shur diciendo con la ayuda de Hashem.
But some shiurim had extra help.
Pero hubo algunos shurim con ayuda extra.
Right. And so I'm going to do some of the ones. Now I'm going to do the ones that I think that came out were extra special. And
Y ahora voy a ver unos de los que yo considero que tuvimos ayuda extra.
okay, so now whoever's in charge could play this year. If whoever knows how to do it, could please go ahead and start, and they could start it.
Quien esté a cargo puede empezar el shur. Did you ask for this ahead of time? Does somebody know?
The name of the shir is the rattle of the snake. I see something happening. That's all. Like when
Okay.
you're in a theater,
Bueno,
all of a sudden something's happening.
okay.
I see something's
Bueno,
happening.
el shur del que habla el rab es el Cascabel de la Serpiente.
Okay, and it was the last shir before we started on the Pesach stuff.
Y fue el último shur que tuvimos antes de empezar a estudiar lo de Pesach.
Okay, so please, you can go ahead, you can play it.
Entonces, si por favor
44 minutes.
si lo hacen andar, por favor, o correr.
The teacher of the teacher of Robi, he's known as the ancient one of count.
El maestro del maestro.
All right.
Por favor, me dicen si se escucha bien.
Empezó bien, pero se cortó.
All right. Your phone is running out of power there. All right.
Dice el Rab
But I
que
guess
nota
that-
que
The teacher of
se le-
Wolbe, he's known as the ancient one of
That was
Torah.
months ago, anyhow.
El maestro del maestro de Rav Wolbe es conocido como el anciano de Kel.
Right. Of Kelm. Kelm is maybe a
Kelm.
city in Lithuania or somewhere over there.
Ok, el anciano de Kelm, una ciudad allá por Lituania.
And that's where it is in my imagination. And
Allí es donde está en mi imaginación.
okay, if it's a different country, whatever it is, I don't know. And I just came across this notes that he wrote.
Y acabo de coincidir con estas notas que él escribió.
And these notes that he wrote, this note, I mean, it's a whole volume full of notes, and I happened to read one recently.
Bueno, él tiene un volumen de notas y yo coincidí en leer una nota en particular.
And it explains whatever we said, and it takes it one step further, everything. And it's not believed, not to be believed.
Él explica todo a profundidad de una manera increíble.
Whatever we're talking about, this thing, and
de lo que estuvimos hablando.
And it also, it seems like the whole thing is, it's as if it belongs. He's writing he wrote it for us.
Es como si lo hubiese escrito para nosotros.
Of course, remember this is stuff that was written down in the middle of which is, you know, like at least 100, more than 150 years ago. You're talking 180 years ago, something like that. Around 180 years ago, written down.
Es algo que fue escrito alrededor de hace 180 años.
That he wrote these notes for himself.
Que él escribió estas notas para sí mismo.
Oh, now let's see what he has to say. And, I'm sure everybody will be amazed.
Vamos a ver qué dice. Estoy seguro de que a todos nos asombrará.
Okay. So he says, now, in the world there's a snake.
Bueno, él dice que en el mundo hay una serpiente.
Now, I'm not going to say everything he's saying. I'm just saying the part that we need over here.
No estoy citando todo, solo la parte que necesitamos.
Okay. So you have in the world there's such a thing as snake.
En el mundo hay tal cosa como una serpiente.
Okay, that means that, and we also understand that it's in the Torah it symbolizes the original, like, instigator of sin.
En la Torah representa al instigador original para inclinarnos al pecado.
Right. So, and he says that in the world there's a thing, there's a certain kind of snake that's called a rattlesnake.
En el mundo hay una serpiente conocida como la serpiente de Cascabel.
Okay, so that means the snake, I mean, it's a very dangerous snake. If you get a bite, it's very, very poisonous. Obviously, it can kill a person, clearly, if you don't get treatment right.
Esta serpiente, si nos llegase a morder, es muy venenosa. Puede llegar a matar a la persona si no se le brindan primeros auxilios pronto.
Right. So, but Hashem made it with a certain thing, a rattler.
Pero Hashem la diseñó con este cascabel.
So then, at least the person has a chance over here in the you know, because you hear a rattle, you know, to run the other way as fast as you can.
Entonces, si uno escucha ese sonido del cascabel de la serpiente, tiene tiempo para salir corriendo en la dirección opuesta.
Okay. Right. So he says that in serving Hashem, we also have to be ready for the sound of the rattle.
Al servir a Hashem, dice ahí en las notas que debemos estar listos o pendientes de oír ese cascabel.
And when we hear the rattle, of this, then no, to run like hell in the other way. Then we should know. Be ready.
Y cuando escuchemos ese cascabel, debemos de correr despavoridos en la otra dirección.
Okay. And now he's going to say something about this, what this rattle, what should we be on the lookout for this rattle? Of course, it's not like a rattle like a snake. We know it's a sound. But what does this rattle look like?
Bueno, pues ahora vamos a ver qué es este cascabel, cómo suena, lo hemos de escuchar en la vida real, no como el cascabel.
Okay, because it's not like a snake that there's an actual sound over here.
Porque no es como el sonido auténtico de la serpiente de cascabel.
It's not an actual sound.
No es un sonido en sí.
Right. So he's going to explain that. What
Entonces nos va a explicar qué es. Okay.
Okay, so he says, if you see now, if you have a person who goes to the theater.
Tenemos a alguien que va al teatro.
Okay, in those days they didn't have movies; they had theater like these, like a play.
En aquellos entonces era como una obra sin sonido.
No, not a silent movie. They had actors on like a stage, like Broadway.
Bueno, las obras en escenario, así como en Broadway.
This is talking about 1850. In the year 1850, we're talking.
Bueno, estamos hablando de un escenario allá por los 1850.
That's when this was written.
Eso fue cuando se escribió
Okay.
estas notas.
So when he went to the theater, and he sees something impressive over here.
Entonces él va al teatro y ve algo. Something what?
Something impressive over there.
Algo que le impresionó ahí.
And so then maybe he'll go out of the theater and try to explain it he tries to explain the theater to somebody.
Entonces sale del teatro y trata de explicarlo.
Right, but a lot of times people know what I'm saying, but you try to explain it, but somehow you can't. It certainly doesn't make the same impression. The person, it doesn't make such a strong impression like being an actual in the theater.
Y aunque se esfuerza por describirlo bien, no logra impresionar a las personas como él fue impresionado cuando lo vio en vivo.
Okay, but does that mean that this thing wasn't something impressive?
Pero ¿eso querrá decir que no fue algo realmente impresionante?
No, it was impressive, just that the person, he can't, it doesn't hit him. It doesn't hit this person. And because he's not, it's not real enough to him, that's all.
Sí fue impresionante. Lo que sucede es que aquella segunda persona no recibe el impacto porque no le llega tanto como el que lo vio en vivo.
Okay. We see a certain foolishness in the world, he says.
Vemos cierta necedad en el mundo.
That people want to copy other people.
Como gente queriendo copiar a otra gente.
In the style of clothing.
En su estilo de vestir, de ropa.
If something in the style, then everybody goes to run quick and get the style.
De tal forma que los demás lo ven y quieren irse a imitar en su ropa esa
Right.
vestimenta.
Like they have now, they used to have, I don't know if they still have it, but they used to have everybody had a hole in the pants. And everybody has to have a hole in the pants, that's all.
Como esta moda que se impuso de traer los pantalones agujerados. No sé si todavía esté.
I have no idea, but everybody has to have it, therefore, because if one person has it, then now everybody has to have a hole in the pants.
Y esto empezó porque alguien traía pantalones agujerados, entonces todo el mundo quiso traer pantalones agujerados.
Okay. But if somebody puts on a clothing not according to the style in this place, wherever it is, then
Pero si alguien viste una ropa que no va en común acuerdo con la gente que vive ahí,
then he himself will kind of like be embarrassed. Oh, look at me, I don't have holes in my pants, whatever.
esa persona se sentirá avergonzada. Ay, mírenme, no traigo agujeros en mis pantalones.
Okay, but really, does it make any sense that he should be embarrassed?
Pero, ¿en verdad tiene sentido que tal persona se sienta avergonzado?
But somehow that's enough. Just because people doing this thing that doesn't make any sense, it's enough already that you feel embarrassed.
Pero es un hecho de que porque solamente las personas están llevando a cabo algo que no tiene sentido, le causa vergüenza a esta persona.
Okay, now he says a man normally wears certain kind of clothing.
Luego también dice que el hombre suele vestir cierta ropa, normal, regular.
Okay, it doesn't need any other thing. And a woman has certain type.
Y la mujer tiene cierto tipo de ropa para mujer.
Okay, now if a man puts on, this is what he wrote 180 years ago. If a man puts on clothing of a woman,
esto es lo que él escribió hace 150 años. Si un hombre se pone ropa de mujer,
and it will be a joke and embarrassment.
sería un chiste que avergüenza.
Okay, if meaning given in a place where people are not cross-dressers. I mean,
dando por hecho de que es en un lugar donde no se con
Hello, knock, knock. What happened to the shear? I guess
Gerson, nos ayudas.
No, maybe in the shear in the recording itself it got stuck, or maybe it got stuck now. I don't know.
No sabe dónde está la falla, si en el video que estamos transmitiendo hubo un atorón o tenemos dificultad de transmisión ahora.
The shear within the shear is stuck.
El shur dentro del shur se atoró.
Okay, we'll have to start again. Does anybody remember where we're holding in the shear? I don't know. All right, who knows?
¿Alguien recuerda el minuto en el que nos quedamos en el shur?
All right. Oh, yeah, I think he has it there.
Y quieren irse a imitar en su ropa esa vestimenta.
Like they have now, they used. Then he himself will kind of like be embarrassed. Oh, look at me, I don't have holes in my pants, whatever.
Esa persona se sentirá avergonzada. Ay, mírenme, no traigo agujeros en mis pantalones.
Okay, but really, does it make any sense that he should be embarrassed?
Pero, ¿en verdad tiene sentido que tal persona se sienta avergonzado?
But somehow that's enough. Just because people doing this thing that doesn't make any sense, it's enough already that you feel embarrassed.
Pero es un hecho de que porque solamente las personas están llevando a cabo algo que no tiene sentido, le causa vergüenza a esta persona.
Okay. Now he says a man normally wears certain kind of clothing.
Luego también dice que el hombre suele vestir cierta ropa, normal, regular.
Okay. It doesn't need necessarily to add in any other things. And a woman has certain type.
Y la mujer tiene cierto tipo de ropa para mujer.
Okay. Now, if a man puts on, this is what he wrote 180 years ago. If a man puts on clothing of a woman,
esto es lo que él escribió hace 150 años. Si un hombre se pone ropa de mujer,
and it will be a joke and embarrassment.
sería un chiste que avergüenza.
Okay, if meaning given in a place where people are not cross-dressers. I mean,
dando por hecho de que es en un lugar donde la gente no suele vestirse con la ropa del otro género.
right. But not only in because of the other people around them is it a joke, but in essence itself it's a joke. He said.
Bueno, en este caso de la persona con ropa del otro género, no solo es porque le cause risa a la otra gente, sino porque en sí mismo eso es una burla, una chistosada.
Right. Now he's going to explain why.
Y ahora lo va a explicar por qué.
First of all, it's the nature of a woman that wants to beautify herself.
Primero que nada, es naturaleza femenina quererse embellecer. Naturaleza de la mujer.
And also, it's part of the nature of a woman is to be to have verbosity.
Did you give a synonym?
To
to speak a lot. Okay. Y también es naturaleza de la mujer ser parlachina, muy platicadora.
Because even in the Talmud it says, 10 parts speech came down and 9 the woman took right away.
Porque aún en el Talmud se dice que de las 10 porciones del habla, 9 le cayeron a la mujer.
And it's the nature of a woman to be easygoing.
Y es naturaleza de la mujer ser una persona fácil de llevarse, de convivir.
Not take things so serious.
No tomar las cosas muy en serio.
Okay. Now, so basically, I'm adding in an explanation at this point. I mean,
ahora, yo le estoy añadiendo.
Meaning, Hashem gave a man a certain nature and a woman a certain nature.
Hashem le concedió al varón cierto agente y a la mujer otro.
And this, because this is needed for the world. I mean,
porque así se necesita en el mundo.
Okay, that the woman more or less should be, be admired for beauty and.
Para que la mujer pueda ser admirada por belleza.
And the man should be admired for strength and.
Y el hombre pueda ser
more.
admirado por fuerza.
And also a woman is light. Okay, so it wouldn't be benefit the world like so much if you switch these things around, whatever. It would benefit the world.
No le beneficiaría al mundo que estas características se intercambiaran.
And Hashem made it this way because it's good for the world. It should be like this.
Hashem lo diseñó así porque es bueno para el mundo que sea así.
Right. and it's the nature of a woman to be like more easygoing.
Es naturaleza de la mujer ser más fácil de conllevarse con las
Right, because
otras
if
personas.
really, if you take all the women and subtract them from the world, then you would have just rivers of blood running from all the men, fighting each other. It would just be blood. There wouldn't be no rivers. It would be just.
Si sucediera que todas las mujeres del mundo fueran subtraídas del planeta, muy pronto habría ríos de sangre corriendo.
Because the calming nature of the woman keeps the world. It stabilizes the world.
Porque la naturaleza calmada de la mujer estabiliza al mundo.
Right, and the speech also. The woman needs the speech for communication, especially with children, and it helps the world a lot, and it helps her in her role.
El habla ayuda tanto, esa capacidad que tiene la mujer para hablar, criando niños ayuda a desarrollarlos.
Okay, but a man who doesn't have these other things has these other strengths. Silence is also a strength where you're more in mental and more thinking and calculating, and that's a different strength.
Pero el hombre en su silencio también, el silencio es una fuerza que admirable o que es buena para meditar.
Right, to think and to calculate and to plan and things like that.
Para pensar, calcular y planear.
Okay. Each side has to appreciate their things that Hashem, because Hashem made it just in a way that should be balanced.
Y cada lado debería de apreciar lo que tiene y lo del otro lado porque mantiene el balance.
Okay. Now he says back to the ancient one of Kelm, the teacher of both.
Bueno, ahora volviendo al maestro del maestro de Rav Wolbe, el anciano de Cal.
Okay. So he says we see many men, they're dressing like women.
Y vemos muchos hombres vistiéndose como mujer.
But nobody's laughing about it.
Pero nadie se ríe.
And he's saying that maybe.
Y dice que a lo mejor.
Maybe.
Tal vez.
Like this, what he's going to say is that this thing is kind of like a theater.
Que esto es más o menos como un teatro.
But it's like kind of like where they make a joke in the theater or something.
Es como cuando se hace una broma en el teatro.
Or when you try to explain the joke afterwards, after you come home from the theater, you try to explain the joke to somebody else.
O cuando le tratas de explicar el chiste a alguien al regresar a casa del teatro.
But they don't understand the joke.
Pero no entienden el chiste.
So he's saying here also, you have these men dressing like women, but nobody gets the joke.
Y aquí también ahora tenemos hombres vestidos de mujer y nadie le agarra al chiste, nadie se ríe.
Right. People don't understand the joke because people they've turned themselves into like women.
La gente no le agarra al chiste viendo que se vuelven como mujeres.
Okay, and so the fact that people don't get the joke, that means that it's not a joke.
El hecho de que la gente no se ría le quita el ser chiste al chiste.
No, if they would understand this properly,
si ellos entendieran esto adecuadamente,
how much embarrassment and this is going to be for them.
¿Qué tanta vergüenza les acarrearía?
And when you come to the next world, and
Y cuando
What a great embarrassment it's going to be.
esta persona llegue al otro mundo, qué gran vergüenza pasará.
Basically, he learns. King Solomon said, "Don't give your power to women." He says. King Solomon said.
Básicamente el rey Salomón aconseja diciendo, no le entregues tu poder a la mujer.
So he says what it means is don't turn yourself into a woman.
Lo que él está diciendo es, no te conviertas tú en una mujer.
Okay, so I'll explain over here a little bit.
Ahora yo voy a explicar aquí un poco.
That means that a man, the qualities, the positive, the greatness of the man is those positive qualities that he has.
La grandeza del hombre estriba en esas cualidades positivas que posee.
So if a man who tries to be a woman, he's a complete failure at being a woman.
Entonces el hombre que trata de ser una mujer es un rotundo fracaso como mujer.
Because he doesn't have any of the special qualities that a woman is given to help, because that the world needs.
Porque él no posee las cualidades que le fueron otorgadas a la mujer.
Okay, these qualities are spiritual qualities, not so much the physical qualities.
Estas cualidades son de índole espiritual, no tanto física.
Okay, so you can make a man, you can do surgery until the man looks exactly like a woman, whatever. You do enough surgery, but it's not really a woman.
Uno puede tomar un hombre y hacerle suficientes cirugías, de tal forma que por fuera parezca una mujer. Pero
But it's
nunca
not a
lo
woman.
será.
It doesn't have the qualities of a woman.
No tiene las cualidades de la mujer.
If God forbid, if you took the world and filled them up with these people instead of women, there would be no world. The whole world wouldn't exist anymore. That's it.
Hashem no lo quiera, pero si llenan al mundo de tales seres, hombres hechos mujer por fuera, se acabaría. What did you say would happen? I'm sorry.
The world won't exist anymore. There would be the end of the world. The world won't exist. That was the end.
Sería el fin del mundo.
Not even for another day. Not even for a day.
Ni siquiera subsistiría un día más.
And of course, the same thing. And if you go in the opposite direction, if you do surgery in a different way, it also doesn't accomplish anything.
Y lo mismo se ha dicho que si lo hacemos en la otra dirección, you mean a woman becoming a man?
You can do surgery, whatever surgery. You can do surgery this way, that way, or in the middle, or whatever they do.
Cirugías que se le hagan a una mujer para parecer un varón.
So, right, and it's a joke, and it will be an eternal, a forever embarrassment.
Es un escándalo chistoso que causaría una eterna vergüenza.
Okay.
Bueno.
All right. So now, yesterday, we saw how these people, in our times, there's a connection in their thing. We saw.
Bueno, ayer vimos que hay una conexión entre esta gente malvada.
In the things that they're involved with in promoting.
En las cosas que están involucrados en promover.
That we learned from that book, they learned that one of the things they want to live, they have in this picture, live forever.
En aquel libro que comentamos, vemos que ellos están interesados en vivir para siempre.
And their picture of this is they'll have a man connected with a computer, and this together, then we'll be able to live. That's what they imagine.
Ellos imaginan y planean llegar a conectar al ser humano con una computadora.
Or they can make a very small computer and inject into a person's blood 1,000 computers.
O llegar a ser computadoras en miniatura para injertarlas en el torrente sanguíneo.
They can put in maybe 10,000 computers into a person's blood, or even more.
Meter 10,000 mini computadoras en la sangre de las personas.
and right, and so that's their preoccupations with the vaccines and all these things.
Esas son sus preocupaciones con las vacunas y todas estas cosas.
It's really in their mind. They believe that they need to believe that in their science they have to be able to overcome all the problems in the world.
Ellos necesitan creer que con su ciencia pueden vencer o solucionar todos los problemas del mundo.
That's why they can't bear that it should be a natural solution, because then that shows that they don't have power over things. It has to be an unnatural solution.
Por eso es que ellos no toleran que haya una solución de índole natural. Ellos tienen que resolver o proveer una solución artificial que ellos hayan generado, no una natural.
Right, and the whole thing with the trends promoting these switches from this to that.
Y todo este asunto con los trans cambiando de una cosa para otra.
Right, I think because they believe that the fact that there's such a thing as male and female is kind of like is like something broken about the world that needs to be fixed.
El hecho de que existamos como femenino y masculino, ellos lo perciben como que es una falla que tienen que arreglar.
Right. So people will live forever. They won't need to have male and female because they won't need this whole thing. It will be, it's not necessary. It won't be necessary.
Si las personas han de ser eternas, entonces no hay necesidad de que exista femenino y masculino.
Right, and so then they can have. That's why they can have one. Also, they'll save money in the airports on bathrooms. They'll only need one bathroom.
Y también van a ahorrarse dinero en el diseño de los aeropuertos. Ya solo se necesitará un tipo de baño de sanitario, de cuarto de sanitario.
Yeah. And right, but okay. So back to the ancient one of Kelm, what he's going to say here.
Bueno, regresando con el anciano de Kelm, a ver qué dice aquí.
Hashem made in the world a rattle.
Hashem en el mundo creó al cascabel. ¿Qué es este cascabel? Que básicamente suena.
To warn us about the snake, about the evil inclination, whatever.
Que suena para advertirnos de la mala inclinación.
Says it's the rattle, the foolishness that's inside a person themselves. Maybe it got cut off.
Oh, la necedad de la persona, la necedad que está adentro de la persona en sí, eso es el cascabel.
And this is the foolishness. The foolishness is that a person is going to walk around thinking that he'll live forever.
Y esta es la necedad, andar por allí caminando pensando que va a vivir por siempre.
And everybody knows that this is foolish.
Todo el mundo sabe que esto es necedad.
And so this is the rattler. Everybody conceded that this foolishness, and so that is the rattle.
Todos pueden ver que esto es necedad. Ese es el cascabel.
Don't go after the foolishness of this fantasy.
No vaya detrás de la necedad de esta fantasía.
And this is that ancient, this original snake over there that we have from all long ago.
Esta es la serpiente original de hace muchísimo.
He has a very strong power.
Tiene muy fuertes o poderosos poderes.
And he's rushing quickly to cause harm to the world.
Y va apresuradamente va apurado a causar daño al mundo.
And he dissuades or pushes the world away from faith.
Los aleja al mundo of having faith,
Faith, yeah.
para alejarlos e incapacitarlos de que tengan fe.
So what did Hashem do? He put a rattler on it.
Entonces, ¿qué hizo Hashem? Puso un cascabel en ello.
To cause them to forget that, to start imagining that they're going to live forever.
Para causarlo que olvide que va a vivir por siempre.
To cause them to start imagining they're going to live forever.
A ver, causar que imagine que va a vivir por siempre.
And anybody could see that this is still foolish.
Y todos pueden ver que esto es necedad.
So once we see that this is what they believe, then we can know that everything else about them is also foolish.
Una vez que comprendamos que esto es lo que creen, entonces todo vamos a percibir como necedad, todo lo que salga de ellos.
Right. Right. So this is what this ancient account said all those years ago. He said this.
Entonces esto es lo que el sabio de Kant dijo hace todos esos años.
Right. And it's very hard to imagine we even had such things. It seems like he wrote it to us. That's what it seems to me. Huh?
Es difícil de imaginar, pero parece que lo escribió para nosotros.
Did we have such things 180 years ago? Had these problems? I never heard about them.
Parece ser que desde entonces tenían estas cosas. Yo no había escuchado de ello.
I didn't hear.
Yo no había oído. De convertirse de un género a otro, eso no había escuchado mucho.
I didn't hear that they had that much back then. Maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Yo no sabía que tuviesen, yo no sé que en aquel entonces hubiesen tenido mucho de eso, tal vez un poco.
Now, about the wanting to live forever, this is not the only time, we have this thing of wanting to live forever.
Pero este asunto de querer vivir para siempre,
the belief that a person starts getting that they will live forever, this is not unique to them.
Ese asunto no es único de nuestra generación.
Then, when they came to America, one of the reasons they said they came to America is because they claimed that there was a fountain of youth here, and they were going to find it. They believed they would be able to live forever.
Cuando del viejo continente la gente empezó a llegar a este continente, muchos lo hicieron porque se promovió por allí la idea de que aquí había una fuente de la juventud y vinieron a buscarla.
And they believed that they would find it. They believed they were searching in the woods and all this, looking for this thing, and they believed they would find it, and they would live forever. They really believed it.
Y realmente lo creían. Anduvieron por los bosques buscando esta fuente de la juventud.
And we know all the way back to Pari that Pari also believed that he started believing that he was as if he created the Nile.
Y también lo vemos más atrás, allá en tiempos del faraón, que él se llegó a percibir como eterno, como él creó el río Nilo. Eso solía creer y decir.
Right. And also
Nabucodonosor también se vio atrapado en este pensar.
Right. Just that we believe all these things also.
Solo que también nosotros parece que creemos esto también.
Just that we have.
Solo que nuestro cascabel no. Just that a rattle, what?
No, I didn't say anything about that.
Oh,
We don't believe that we have within ourselves.
híjole, casi no escuché eso. I'm gonna
We do not
go out
believe
and
that we have within ourselves.
okay, I'll go
We
and come back because I'm not listening.
don't go out because we don't have very little time. But
Mejor. Ahora sí.
we believe.
Nosotros,
Oh, very good, very good. Okay, very good. We believe that
nosotros
we
creemos
also believe we will live forever.
que
We live forever.
viviremos para siempre,
Hashem will bring us to live forever.
pero creemos que aunque muramos, Hashem nos va a traer para vivir para siempre.
Yeah, and for us, the only way we'll live forever. We already explained that we had sure on this for Volby. The only way we'll live forever is to be humble ourselves completely, as if we're there.
Ya lo enseñamos en un shur anteriormente. La única manera en que podremos vivir para siempre es si nos humillamos tan bajo como el polvo.
Acknowledge that we're flesh and blood and nothing more.
Estamos conscientes, llegar a darnos cuenta de que no somos más que carne y sangre y nada más.
That's what like dirt means.
Eso es lo que quiere decir humillarse hasta el polvo.
Right, and if we're anything more, it comes from Hashem. Our spiritual essence is all from Hashem.
Y si hay algo más, una esencia espiritual, eso desciende de Hashem.
Right, and we also believe that ultimately man and woman will actually come back together and turn back into one.
Y realmente creemos que el hombre y la mujer regresarán y serán como uno.
Okay, but obviously not through a human being is going to be able to do this by changing themselves cosmetically.
Pero no lo va a poder llevar a cabo la humanidad por medio de cosmética o cirugías.
Right, here we're talking about a spiritual union between man and woman.
Aquí estamos hablando de una unión espiritual entre hombre y mujer.
Right, and actually marriage of man and woman in this world is a preparation for this.
Y en realidad el matrimonio entre un hombre y una mujer aquí en este mundo es preparación para ello.
That if they develop the relationship enough and more, they ultimately can become one spiritual entity.
Si congenian más y más, pueden llegar a ser una entidad
Spiritual.
espiritual.
And then maybe in the future they can be one thing because when they're in such a way something. Obviously we don't understand.
Y quizás en el futuro también lleguen a ser una unidad. No lo entendemos.
Just that in their method of splitting apart, of turning man into woman, and their method will not accomplish. They will not achieve this potential that a person actually has. They won't achieve it in this way.
Solo que estos que están tratando de forzar el cambio de hombre a mujer, de mujer a hombre, no lo lograrán, no alcanzarán esa entidad, esa unidad.
Okay. So really, and whatever, and you can see everything they touch, these people turns to blood, blood and failing.
Y podemos ver que todo lo que estas personas tocan lo convierten en sangre y fracaso.
I heard that 50 in the book it says that 56% of people who did trans wanted to commit suicide.
Leí en ese libro que el 56% de las personas que llevaron a cabo esa transición de género cometieron suicidio.
Not that they did suicide, they wanted to commit suicide.
Oh, no que lo cometieron, que desearon cometerlo. Desearon acabar con su vida.
And they're involved with already almost compelling their, children to do into these things. 12 years old, whatever, compelling them into doing these things at 12 years old.
Y dentro de estas gentes que están ellos facilitando o convenciendo de hacer el cambio, hay adolescentes de 12 años.
And when the parents protest, they're ready to throw them in prison.
Y si los padres de esos adolescentes protestan, ellos están más que dispuestos a meter en prisión a esos padres.
Okay, this is the great country in the country that claims that they're the great country in the world. They want to bring this everywhere in the world. The United, America, whatever. United States.
Estados Unidos, el autoproclamado y reconocido mundialmente como primera potencia, está
They're the
tratando
most,
de llevar esto a todo el mundo.
Sure, they perceive themselves somehow that they should tell everybody in the world what they should be doing.
Ellos parecen percibirse como los encomendados a decirle a todo mundo cómo debe de vivir.
Okay, that's what we have for the class, and it's very. You see why I said that we had help from up above.
Eso es lo que tenemos para la clase de hoy. Y ya ven por qué dije que tuvimos ayuda del cielo para la clase de hoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bueno. Ok. Isa, es comentario. Todo el sistema está en involución. A las personas que se rebelan nos avergüenzan y somos sujetos de escarnio. Pero yo soy feliz de que sea así, porque sé que no va junto a la lógica. Well, she comments that everything is not in evolution, it's in involution. People shamed her, and people that think like her are shamed and made fun.
Bueno, ¿será que retoma el Rab el micrófono ahora?
I think we got to the end of the shir. We got to the end here.
Creo
What
que
we have.
llegamos al final del shur y ya
Okay.
estaban los
I
comentarios.
thought it was very good. It came in exactly on time. The shir ended exactly on time. The 7 o'clock.
Aquel shur terminó justo a tiempo, a la hora, en punto.
And I hope people learn from it. I think it's amazing, and this whole thing, this whole shir. And
Espero que hayan aprendido algo, se me hace asombroso en ese shur.
I think it's amazing, and it's like a letter that fell down from heaven for our times, from the ancient one of Kelm.
Siento que es como una carta que descendió del cielo para nuestros tiempos de parte del anciano de Kelm.
Because he's able to, like, the underlying psychology of this, the shaming psychology that we have in the world, this crazy shaming that we have.
Porque él está tratando con esta locura de psicología que quiere traer vergüenza.
And he gets to the bottom of it, and he shows, like, the joke really is on them. That's all. It's not, the joke is not on us. The joke is on them.
Y él trata de dejar en claro que la broma, el chiste, la burla no está sobre nosotros, sino sobre ellos.
Right, even though nobody's laughing, but it's like in the theater when the person doesn't get the joke. That's
Es como en el teatro cuando la gente no se ríe porque no le entiende al chiste.
But it doesn't mean it's not a joke. They just they just didn't understand it. They didn't, they were too removed. They only heard it from a third party, so then they're not able to understand the joke.
Es como cuando el chiste se oye ya por tercera boca, ya no le agarra muy bien a la broma y no se puede reír, no le brota la risa.
Okay, great. I'm very happy that we reviewed this.
Estoy muy contento de que pudimos repasar esto.
Right, and I really, it's amazing because it really, everything, a lot of things came out so clear. It's it's amazing.
Hay cosas que se lograron transmitir de manera tan clara que me asombra.
And I'm not talking the technology of the thing. That
Whatever. That we didn't, but it was good enough, that's all.
Y no me refiero a la tecnología, aunque sí fue lo suficientemente bueno.
Okay. What is? Right. I really want to finish pretty soon, but let's just see if people have anything to say about this. Or maybe
Bueno,
people don't have anything to say.
en
No, looks like
realidad
nobody has anything
quisiera
to say.
terminar ya.
Nobody has anything to say. Great. So we can
Na-
finish up the class already for now.
Ok,
And,
revisó el Rab los comentarios y como no hay, ya vamos a terminar.
I guess all right. And people can write in the commentaries not during the shir, and I can respond to them. It doesn't have to be during the shir to write the comment.
No tiene que ser durante el shur cuando ustedes escriban. Ustedes pueden escribir después de la clase y yo lo leeré y lo comentaré.
Okay. Meanwhile, be well, everybody, and thank you for helping with the shir.
Mientras tanto, que estén bien y muchas gracias por la ayuda con este shur.
I think Gerson maybe helped whoever did it, and thank you for translations.
Sí, creo que Gerson lo hizo y se lo agradezco. Gracias, Rab,
Okay.
por la
Tomorrow
enseñanza.
we'll do more. We'll continue on like this tomorrow also.
Mañana también vamos a continuar de esta forma.
And we'll see what we'll get to.
Y veremos a qué llegamos.
Okay. Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.